Homework 4, question 1. Find and draw the capital Fy of y and Fy of y in terms of capital Fx of x and Fx of x. So the question is giving us y is equals to g of x equals to 1 x smaller than 0 is equal to 2, 1 x is between 0 and 1 is equal to 1, and between 1 and 2, the x equals to negative x plus 1, and for x over 2 is going to be equal to negative 1. So because the y is equal to g of x is given, now the graph of y equals to g of x looks like this bit on the graph, the second one, which you can see there. And then the capital Fy of y is equal to 0 when y is smaller than negative 1, and equals to 1 when y equals to 1 y is bigger than 1. So we know that when y is equal to negative 1, the probability of y equals to negative 1 is equal to probability of x bigger than 2, which give us equals to 1 over 1 minus f capital Fx of 2. And when y equals to 0, the probability of y equals to 0 is equal to probability of 0 between the x between 0 and 1 is equal to Fx of 1 minus Fx of 0. So, and when y is equal to 2, the probability of y equals to 2 is equal to probability of y equals x minus 0 is equal to Fx of 0. So in between negative 1 and 0, the y equals to negative x plus 1 Fy of y equals to Fx of x over the derivative of gx, and the absolute value of the derivative of g of x is equal to Fx of 1 minus y over 1 minus 1 absolute value, which equals to Fx of 1 minus y. So the Fy of y is equal to 1 minus Fx of 2, and then the delta y plus 1 when y equals to negative 1, and then it equals 1 y equal between negative 1 and 0 is equal to Fx of 1 minus y. When y equals to 0 is going to be equal to the impulse function of Fx 1 minus Fx of 0 times the delta of y, and when y equals to 2 is going to equal to Fx of 0 times the delta y minus 2, and is equal to 0 otherwise. And for the capital Fy of y is equal to when y equal to smaller than negative 1 is going to equal to 0. When y is equal to negative 0, between negative 0 and 0, negative 1 and 0 is going to be equal to 1 minus Fx of 1 over 1 minus y. When y equal to 0, between 0 and 2 is going to equal to 1 minus Fx of 0. And when y is bigger than 2, it's going to be equal to 1. And as you can see the graph, so below, we can graph, for example, on the Fy of y, we can see the first will be the impulse function of 1 minus Fx of 2, and then between negative 1 and 0 is going to be equal to the function of Fx of 1 minus y, and then when y equals to 0 is going to be equals to the impulse function of Fx1 minus Fx of 0, and then when y is equal to 2 is going to equal to the impulse function of Fx of x. And also we can plug in the capital Fy of y, and then we get the graph below.